Hello. Today I want to talk to you about having a course or having a group program and the order to do things. Um, there are really no rules in business about the order that you need to do things. It's your business, so, depending on where you're at and the type of person you are, you can do things in any order you like. This is based on what I did, and also then my mentor, George Cow, recommended the same thing, and I thought, oh, it's nice confirmation for me because that's what really worked for me. So, and my other business mentor before George was Tash Corbin, and she also recommended the same thing, is to focus first on getting fully booked with one-to-one clients, then possibly move on to a group program. And then what I really nailed down from George was when you're delivering a group program, you will deliver some content to those people, and that can become courses. So you can kind of develop courses at the same time as you're delivering a group program. And I've done both. So I've created a group program with its standalone content. I've delivered courses on their own, and so then last year I decided, okay, I will deliver courses as part of my group program. It's quite good. You get to create courses at the same time as serving people. And the other thing I found was quite cool was the people in the group program could do the courses, but also the public. So if I have a wider audience of people who don't want to do the group program, they could also do the courses. So I like that. The fully booked one-to-ones, then a group program, and then focus on courses. And that, becomes obviously more passive income then, because you don't necessarily have to deliver with live calls. You can focus on promotion more. But if you're still in this high touch phase, which I actually really like, hanging out with my people, I don't really want to be passive income yet. It benefits me to be with people, and it benefits me to connect with people on live calls. So right now I'm promoting a product which is where I'm going to teach some people how to use a course platform. And I have taught multiple course platforms before, like I've taught Fresh LMS, and I've taught GuruCan. So there are lots of course platforms, and I actually don't even use a course platform very much for delivering my group programs and courses. If you've done any courses with me, you'll know I just often use a Google Doc, and I use my email service, send emails, and I have call links, so like Zoom, links to the live call. And I actually really like this method. And I was talking to someone in my group program the other day, and she was getting a bit like shiny object syndrome about the course platform. And she was wondering, should she have a course platform? And we looked at her website and we thought, yes, your website looks robust enough, and you have the tech expertise to set that up. But she was just getting really overwhelmed with that. And she was thinking that she was wanting to run a course, but I actually just reminded her that we had talked about her running a group program. And to run a group program, you don't actually need to have a course platform set up with 6 weeks of content in there in a spiffy platform. All you really need is a Google Doc and a link to join a live call. So you can keep it really simple. You don't even need, like I use MailerLite to send automated call reminders and things like that. But you don't even need that. You can, if you have a small group, and I would say for a group program, it's lovely just to run a group program for 6 people. If you have 6 people, you can just deliver those emails from your regular inbox. You don't need MailerLite or MailChimp or any spiffy tool at all. So I'm just going to get up a document and talk about the order that you would set those things up in. And then in the future, I'm going to run a course about creating a course where I'll go into a much more depth about all the things you need to do to create a course. So the first thing I would encourage is that you create what I learned from George, and what I call them as well, is a resource document. So this can be very simple, like a Google Doc is great. If you're in Chrome browser, you just type docs, D-O-C-S, .new, N-E-W, and it'll start a new Google Doc for you. And what you can do just to get yourself started is just put out your ideas into that Google Doc. It doesn't have to be in any kind of order. But if you're thinking, oh, my group program is going to be 6 weeks, you might just write week 1, week 2, and try and sort of break your ideas up into 6 weeks. If you're a coach, a lot of what you do is going to be coaching people in the moment, but you may have 6 topics that you want to cover that would be a prompt for people for them to bounce off. And of course, if you're coaching, you're always going to meet people where they are. So it's not that it's going to confine you, it's more a springboard. And if you do have just tons of ideas, then you may need a constraint, because you might feel like you have too much and it's overwhelming, and you feel like, oh my God, I don't know where to start. So yeah, maybe break it down into a 6-week group program, and each week you're going to focus on one thing. Just brainstorm all your notes out there is a great first step, and then you've got a resource doc started. And when you want to share that with people, you click share, and I like to set it so it will say anyone with this link can view. And it says click here to change the sharing settings. If you click on that, I like to change it so that I share it with people, anyone with the link on the internet, and can comment, not edit or just read. And now some people will be thinking, oh, but anyone can just give that document to their friends. Now, I put a link in the document back to my original sales page and just say, this document is part of this course. So if someone happens upon it from a friend, they're going to at least have a link, pardon me, back to my website. And you know what? Even if you have your course content or group program content in a course platform, in an LMS, learning management system, people can still give their logins to a friend. Have you done it? I know I have. I've given my logins to a friend and just given them access to a course that I've paid for. So even with an LMS, you still can't stop people from sharing your work. It's good just to have a great audience of people you trust, that you're in integrity with, and you know that they wouldn't do that. Or if they did share it with a friend, that friend must be in real need. And in that case, I'm kind of okay with people sharing it. But there is no, it's very difficult. You have to pay for a very high performance file sharing system to stop people from sharing it with anyone other than themselves. So that's the first step. The second step is that's actually the first 2 steps, is to create your document and then draft out your ideas. The third step is to set dates. So, which dates, which weeks. The thing with setting dates is it doesn't matter what day you choose, it's always going to be someone that it doesn't work for. So choose days and times that work for you and your favorite client or your most ideal client. And you may decide you're going to do a morning call and an evening call, or you might want to switch it up. So over 6 weeks, the calls vary day and time. What I've found over a bunch of years sharing group programs and courses is the same day and time each week tends to work best for people. Because if it's different every week, people get a bit disorientated. Unless you're very good at sending those reminder emails, like see you in an hour. Yeah, I like to use Google Calendar, and I make a calendar with all the call times in it, and then I share that calendar with people, but that's kind of a different video. So set your dates, put them in the resource document, and I also make a Canva doc, like a Canva social media post, and for my promotion, and I'll put the dates in there. I like to ask people for lots of feedback as they work with me. So I create a feedback form using Google Docs. It's very, I think it's called, instead of docs.new, you type forms.new, forms.new, N-E-W, and you'll be able to create a new form. Google Forms are great, and you can ask a bunch of questions and get some feedback from people, like what's working, what's your favorite thing, what could be improved. I often ask people what's a good idea for a name of this course, because I don't really like naming things. You can ask any questions you like. The next thing I do is I create my legals. So I have website terms and conditions, and I just edit the specific disclaimer for each offer. I actually really recommend Michelle Marie Whitehead. She has a thing called DIY Legals, and so she has one for website terms and conditions, and it's great. You get two PDFs. One is instructions, and the other one is your website terms and conditions, and she walks you through all of it. I just love her approach, and so I was able to write legals, like website terms and conditions that sound like me and that feel like me. The nice thing about the specific disclaimer is that part of your website terms and conditions is specific to the course or the group program, and there's four main things, like my responsibilities, your responsibilities, what can go wrong, and what's included. I mean, that's just from memory, so I mightn't have remembered that accurately, but I like to just say a bit of tough love stuff in there. And you might look at mine one time on my website and see what I'm talking about. And then once I've done all of that, I would create some copy for my sales page. I watched a video of George's. It was called 7 Copywriting Tips or something like that. It's on his YouTube. And I actually made myself a template document from all his ideas for copywriting, and I use that every single time. If you have another sales page writing method, that's great. And then I go ahead and make a sales page on my website. So that's pretty much it. If you want some simple steps, there's stuff's going to come up. I say that's it, and then I laugh because I know that's not all. There's going to be lots of little hiccups and twists and turns on the way, but that's a quick overview, and just so that you don't think you need a course platform. Don't think you need a course platform, especially if you haven't created courses before. I would say a course platform is for when you have run some courses before and you feel really certain, oh, I've run this a couple of times, I know this is a winner. Now, because I'm so busy, I want to use this robot to help automate a lot of processes for me, so I can sell it to many more people. So, I mean, even George Cow has like 100K a year business, and he still just uses the Google Docs method. So you don't have to have a course platform. That's the thing. You can get by in not just this method I've told you. There are lots of other methods. The great thing about this method is it uses free tools. It's very accessible to everybody, and I find it fairly easy. I hope this was helpful. Please hit me up with any comments or questions, things that I've overlooked, and I look forward to seeing you another day. See ya. Bye.